Hi everyone, we're going to find the multiplicative inverse of each complex number. And these are our two examples, 1 and 2. So we'll get started. The multiplicative inverse of z is z inverse. So if I let z equal I divided by 7 plus 4i, the multiplicative inverse, this is like 1 over z, it's just 1 over I divided by 7 plus 4i. And just for a little remedial stuff here, this is like 1 divided by I divided by 7 plus 4i. And from grade school, we learned this is like 1 times, you keep, change, and flip. So the multiplicative inverse is this. And all we had to do is switch these around. So when you're doing the inverse, you could have just switched the numerator and denominator. So now that we have that, we're going to take it. That's our inverse. We're done. But we can't have a radical in the denominator because remember, I is really square root of negative 1. So we have to simplify that by multiplying it by I. So we can't have that radical there. So if you multiply the denominator by I, you also need to multiply the numerator by I. That's going to give you I squared in the denominator, which we know is negative 1. And the numerator is going to be 7 plus 4i squared. So let's change these I squares with negative 1. This is 7i, sorry. So this is going to be 7i, and I squared is going to be plus 4 times negative 1 divided by negative 1. So this is negative 4. And what you're going to get is, if I can squeeze this in, negative 4 plus 7i divided by negative 1. Now, what I'm going to do is move this negative up here. And this will be over 1, so you don't really need that. Because we don't like negatives in the denominator, and we want to simplify that negative 1. So finally, let's get rid of this remedial stuff. So finally what you're going to get is 4 minus 7i. Because when you distribute this negative, this is going to turn positive, and that's going to turn negative. And you divide by 1, that just, the 1 goes away. Okay, now for the second one, our inverse, you just flip this around. So that's just going to be 4 minus 5i divided by negative 6. So now to 6i, sorry. To get rid of that radical in the denominator, to rationalize it, we multiply the numerator and denominator by I. So that's going to give me 4i minus 5i squared divided by negative 6i squared. All right. Now substitute my I squared with negative 1. So 4i minus 5 times negative 1. And then you have negative 6 times negative 1. So this gives me 4i plus 5 divided by 6. What we want to do is write this in a plus bi form. So all we're going to do is switch this around. Write this as 5 plus 4i divided by 6. Another way to write this is 1/6 times 5 plus 4i. Both of these are good answers here. Sometimes you'll see in the back of the book it'll look like that. Sometimes they'll write it like this. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.